All right, the monitor continues. Welcome back, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Meals from the Field. Joining me, as always, my partner in crime, our home economist specialist, Marcia Crowley. Good to see you again. And of course, June 21st officially kicked off the start of summer. Summertime means many, many hours spent in the backyard garden. Pretty much everybody has peppers and all kinds of cucumbers and tomatoes in the garden.
Yeah.
So this month we figured, why not? Let's go ahead and do something and do some recipes involving your backyard garden.
Yeah, and if you don't, they're cheap. They're at the farmer's market. They're in plentiful supply. So
let's start with my favorite, stuffed peppers. I love stuffed peppers.
I love
normally,
stuffed peppers.
I don't have the time to kind of fix them, so I get the frozen ones. Yeah, I always get the frozen ones.
Nah,
but today
this
is homemade. So talk
You
about
know, these stuffed peppers started back in the Great Depression.
Wow, okay.
Because they were cheap, they were plentiful. Most everybody had them in their garden. So, all right, the first thing you do is these have been pre-baked. You clean them out, cut off the tops, and turn them upside down and put them on a baking sheet for about 10 or 15 minutes so they kind of soften up a little bit.
That's what I don't do.
That's what you don't do. It makes
so
a big difference.
You actually bake the peppers a little bit.
And you can actually stuff these with anything that you want. We're doing kind of a Mexican theme.
Okay.
All right, you're going to layer black beans. If you don't like black beans, leave them out. Use another kind of bean. Just kind of layer the black beans in there. Whoops, we lost one. Then this is a pound of ground beef, which I've cooked, obviously, and it's got a Vidalia onion in there, and cumin, salt and pepper, whatever spices you like. You don't have to make it spicy.
Okay.
I'm going to layer the ground beef. And I'm just going to do one because they all look the same, right? All right, then you're going to layer some cooked rice, and this is really good if you, I always have leftover rice. I always make way too much. So a little bit of cooked rice, and this helps stretch it a little bit too.
And keep it together.
And keep it together.
It's a little starchy, you know.
Okay, and then
we put the blueberries on top, right?
Right. Then this is pepper jack cheese, but I've made it with cheddar cheese.
Okay.
So it's very easy. You just put a little bit of that on there, and then you're going to put these back in the oven for about 15 minutes to meld the flavors together.
All right.
Okay?
And that's it?
That's it. It's
Wow,
so easy.
okay.
Like I said, you can make an Italian version. You could use Italian sausage. You could use pepperoni, whatever you want. If you're going to do the Italian, I would use like a little bit of macaroni, cooked macaroni in there to kind of hold it together.
Little pasta action in there. There you see the finished product. Oh, the cheese nice and melted over everything. Okay, what's the next?
All right, the next
looks like
thing,
a
and this
vegetable
is a
salad?
real southern cucumber and tomato salad.
Okay.
I'm sure everybody knows that. So this is just cucumber, Vidalia onion, and a tomato. This is olive oil and balsamic vinegar. There's a little bit of fresh basil in there. Just pour that on there. Like I said, this is one of my favorites. A little salt and pepper.
You really can't mess this up either.
You cannot mess this up, no. And if you don't like balsamic vinegar, it's got a little bit stronger flavor than cider vinegar, use that.
Okay.
All right, and this is always a hit, very refreshing. All right, let's move that over here. Like I said, that's probably more of a southern salad then.
And then time for dessert. I mentioned the blueberries. This is actually what the blueberries are for.
Yeah. This is a blueberry corn muffin, which is kind of different. All right, this is a cup of flour, 3/4 of a cup of cornmeal, white or yellow, whatever you prefer, a 1/4 of a cup of sugar, baking powder, and salt. And then you're going to stir, this is a 1.5 cups of Georgia blueberries. You're going to stir those in that dry mixture to kind of coat it so they don't explode too much when you put them in the muffin tin.
So do the blueberries first before you put the egg and stuff in. Okay.
Yeah, all right. And then we're going to add to that this mixture, which is a 1/2 cup of buttermilk, a 1/2 cup of butter, and 1 egg. And you're just going to moisten that, really. And these are really good. They're not too sweet. So this would be a complete meal for you using all Georgia products. If you don't have any meal ideas this evening, which I always have a hard time coming up with something different at home, and so I always appreciate somebody's new idea. You're going to fill the muffin tins, paper lined if you like or not, like 2/3 of a way full, and bake them for 20 minutes at $25.
And
like
you always take the easy route. You've said it many, many times. You don't care about fancy muffin tins. Just get it done. Get the job done.
Get
the stuff done, and we've got the finished product over here.
And those would
freeze
very well. They'd freeze very well. They're good for breakfast, even though they've got the cornmeal in there. Great for dinner.
And you could also put, I guess, cranberries in there.
Yeah,
you can mix and match if you want.
Or strawberries.
Yeah.
You know,
very
a cup
nice.
and a half of Georgia fruit. Peaches would probably be good in there.
See, we've got 3 recipes in there this week, or this month.
Yeah.
And we've got 3 recipes, and look how quick we get everything done.
We're so good. But, you know, I do believe the peppers would freeze well.
Right.
I honestly have not tried that, but everything in there freezes. So I can't imagine that it would not freeze if you want to make them ahead.
All right, and folks, once again, if you'd like to try this at home yourself, you can do that by logging on to gfb.org/recipes. Everything is there for you in detail, thanks to Marcia. She always sends those recipes to us every month.
We try.
We get a lot of good responses from people, so we can't thank you enough.
I'm glad.
Marcia, good to see you again.
Happy summer.
Happy summer to you, and folks, we will see you again next month.